Okay, I wanted to show you what I'm seeing. So in gymnastics, room 100 VU2, uh, it's going into fault whenever there's a change that's requested, um, but it is reflecting the requested temperature. So whatever temperature is in the table, oh, sorry, whichever temperature it's asking for in the table, it does seem to be updating here. So right now it's showing 12 degrees here, and it's showing 12 as the set point. So that one seems to be working in terms that it respects the schedule, but it's still showing faults whenever the schedule changes. Community Hall V1, room 200. It is changing based on the schedule, but it's not updating the temperature, and it's not updating across fields. So right now, a minute ago I had it set to cool in the schedule, and it was still giving me uh, the same set point as when I go hot or normal. It's not updating. So if I change this one to cool and go back to it, uh, it will eventually update here. Oh, that's funny. Now it actually updated here to say hot, even though it's now been changed to cool. But eventually, with enough time, it will update here and here. Often there's the lag there. You just saw it. Cool, still showing hot here. But I haven't been seeing the space set point actually update. So it seems like that part's still missing. So the schedule's changing. It's just not respecting the temperature in the table for the schedule. Going to 115 and 140. So these ones are faulting. This one was in fault a second ago, but it's now cleared. um, so this one doesn't seem to be respecting the temperatures entirely. So if I go to set points and we look at the cool ones are 17 and 21, and then I go to its schedule, and right now it's asking for normal. I'll change that to cool and save that. And now it goes into fault. Um, Eventually it will uh, change this from normal to cool, but it isn't changing the requested heating and cooling set points on this unit. However, on 240 RTU5, this one is also uh, throwing faults and inconsistent. Like this one, it's been quite a while since I changed, but this one is respecting the temperatures in the table. So it will update the heating and cooling set points, it seems, um, to show what's in the table. So, we've got 18 and a half and 20 and a half, and that is reflected in the in the schedule. So this one, it will, for the most part, do what it's supposed to. Um, but it's throwing the fault. I'm assuming is due to the firmware update that you said is needed. But at least it does give the desired heating and cooling set points based on the schedule. Um, it does take some time, but the schedule does update. Um, and I'm curious to see how long it'll be before these update, but I believe these are updating unless these are still just going to the relinquish default, which um, maybe that's maybe that's still happening. Maybe these are actually still going back to the no, relinquish default is 19 and relinquish default is 20. So it's not. So it it is somewhat respecting the schedule, but it definitely seems like there's a quite a lag because right now the normal temperature 20 to 20.5 and we're still showing 18 and 20.5. So yeah, that one may be working. Not not sure. Need to do more testing. The other thing I found a little odd is so on gymnastics, uh, even though this one's asking for 12 and the outside air temperature is 12, the damper position's only at 43%. Whereas I would I would assume if you've got 16-degree air, you wouldn't want to mix that air with your 12-degree air if you're trying to get to 12. I mean, maybe my understanding of the system is uh, incomplete, but 100% on the damper would give you full flow outside air, bring in that 12-degree air, get the space a lot cooler, and the return air temperature, you know, eventually will drop as it goes outside. And so, uh, like I said, I don't know enough about the inner workings of it, but that would be my assumptions about how it would be able to achieve the 12-degree temperature the easiest. I know 12 degrees seems like a crazy low temperature to ask for, but since this room doesn't have air conditioning, that's why the schedule is currently set to cool overnight and unoccupied during the day because when it's going to be plus 30 out, it's the only way to keep that space at a reasonable temperature. You know, if it's 30 degrees and we start off really cold in the morning, it tends to stay in the low to mid 20s through the day, even when the sun's on it. So it's a reasonably effective way of dealing with the lack of air conditioning. I think that covers it.